Hi, thank you for watching Westcom Property TV. I am Isol. Today I have the privilege to speak to Mr. Ishmael Ho. He attained his LLB from the UK. Backed by his legal knowledge, he entered the property industry from the legal angle. Before joining Hutchison Research, Ishmael gained his experience through the employment of the dynamic companies such as Cushman, Wakeview Malaysia, and Sunrise Berhad. Hutchison Research has been in the property industry for more than 30 years. Hello, Mr. Ishmael.
Hello, Esel.
We heard from the media and hearsay that the property market is soft. Is that true?
This is a very interesting question that you put forth. When you talk about what's on the media in recent times, you are talking about sentiment. So when you talk about sentiment in real estate context, what you see is reporters picking up negative news and then they will publish it as headlines. Now when the member of public start reading this type of headlines, property market is slow and whatnot, it affects sentiment across board. Now as a research house, we are very sensitive. When you talk about real estate, you have to be very specific. Are you talking about the higher end? Are you talking about the middle income? Or are you talking about the lower bracket? So all these have different dynamics. So it's not fair to say that real estate has been slow for all brackets because they are very different in nature.
And they're saying that the market will soon bounce back. But some will ask, how does it happen since the price is already so high?
So when we talk about sentiment, you talk about negative sentiment in recent years. People will then realize, yes, okay, I don't feel like buying now. I'll wait and see for the right time. And then they will soon realize, well, I cannot be waiting forever because you talk about real estate, these are actual demand out there. So later if I were to elaborate more on the mass market, there's strong demand for it. So those who are in the middle income segment, the one that has yet to buy their properties, they will realize that they cannot be waiting forever. So they'll be eventually have to start finding for properties, look out for good deals, and also actually finally making that purchase. They cannot be waiting on forever.
Is there really such thing as the right time?
Of course, if you talk about real estate, if you have yet to have a property to your name, and I'm talking about those that could really cater to a family, a small family, a nice proper setup. If you have not have that yet, and you are in your late 20s, you are in your early 30s, I will be very nervous for you. Because if you don't get it, urbanization, we have a lot of people coming to Klang Valley, for example, you're going to have a lot of competition with other buyers.
So there are many projects being launched recent years, and people are worried about oversupplies. So what is your view on that?
So that is a very interesting question because the keyword you use here is oversupply. You know what is one of the biggest fear for property purchasers is actually buying your property, and when you get the key, the value is lower than what you paid for. So that is the biggest nightmare for everyone, every purchaser. Now let's come back to the topic of oversupply for example, Klang Valley, Greater KL. Like I mentioned earlier, you have different market segments. So you have the higher end, then you have the upper middle class. Now let's talk about this middle 40 for the mass market. Now what is happening in this segment is that if you've been following the news, you've been following government initiative, a lot of focus of the industry is on affordable housing. So what does this hint to you? It is saying, even the government is saying that affordable housing is not enough in the market. So my take to property purchasers or those are hunting for property, you look for this mass market bracket. It's not going to be easy because everyone is looking for this segment. So government is coming up with a lot of initiative, there's a lot of government arm. If you follow the national budget, year on year, our Prime Minister keep mentioning about budget allocating to this initiative, this segment market that we want to target. So coming back to the keyword you use, oversupply. Mass market product, real estate, you buy, it almost as good as recession proof. Because these are the real need servicing the mass market needs. So if you are looking for property in this market segment, you are safe.